Healing the mother wound. The tactical path. Back to self-welcome. Back to the Family Roles series inside School of Soul. I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author. In this video, we're bringing together everything we've covered by walking through a structured, tactical path for healing the mother wound. This is not about theory. This is a step-by-step framework to reclaim your emotional independence, reset your internal voice, and rebuild your sense of self without waiting for her to change, apologize, or approve. The mother wound can look like a lifelong struggle with self-worth, boundaries, people-pleasing, guilt, or overfunctioning. But all of that is the byproduct of one core truth. You were trained to suppress your full identity to preserve a relationship. Healing begins by reversing that process in specific, actionable ways. Let's go through it piece by piece. Step 1. Recognize and map the inherited patterns. You cannot heal what you haven't accurately identified. The first step in this work is pattern recognition. That includes identifying what you inherited not just genetically, but emotionally and behaviorally. Some questions to help you begin. What beliefs about worth, love, and identity did your mother live by? How did she respond to your needs? Were they met with support, irritation, silence? What roles were you cast in? Were you the helper, the achiever, the quiet one? How did she treat herself? Was her internal voice self-critical or self-nurturing? Your mother taught you how to treat yourself by how she treated both you and herself. When you map those patterns clearly, you stop mistaking them for truth. You start recognizing them as programs you can dismantle. This exercise alone will reveal which parts of your personality are adaptations, not identity. Step 2. Allow space to mourn the unmet childhood needs. This is not a mindset issue, it's grief work. You may have to confront the reality that the mother you needed never existed, not because you're ungrateful, but because your core emotional needs were never reliably met. This includes grieving the safety you didn't have, grieving the nurturance you had to give to others, grieving the absence of emotional guidance, protection, and unconditional presence. This doesn't mean vilifying her. It means releasing the illusion that one day she'll become who you needed. As long as you're waiting for that version of her to arrive, you will stay emotionally stuck, filtering every move through an impossible hope. Let the grief move through. You are allowed to feel disappointment without guilt. You are allowed to mourn a childhood you didn't get. This is not self-pity. This is clarity. Step 3. Reparenting. Daily methods to meet your own emotional needs. Reparenting is the process of learning to give yourself the care, regulation, and emotional safety that were missing in childhood. This is not abstract. It's daily, structured, and skill-based. Start with these core practices. Validate your emotions daily. Instead of judging how you feel, name it accurately and with compassion. Use language like, "Of course I feel this way," or "That reaction makes sense given my history." Soothe your nervous system on purpose. Use physical practices like breathwork, stretching, or stillness to teach your body that safety exists now. Regulation must be physical, not just mental. Reframe your internal voice. Begin actively replacing inherited shame-based self-talk with intentional language. For example, instead of, "I shouldn't feel this way," try, "This feeling is a message, not a problem." Make micro-decisions based on your needs. Ask yourself, what would I give a child in my position right now? Then do it. Rest, say no, walk away, speak up, whatever that honest response is. These small acts done consistently replace the internal mother with a functional, compassionate inner guide. Step 4. Set and enforce boundaries. With or without contact. Healing does not always require confrontation, but it does require separation. Psychological, emotional, and sometimes physical. Boundaries may look like not answering emotionally loaded calls or texts, refusing to play roles you've outgrown, saying no to obligations that cost your mental health, withholding personal updates if they are used for control or comparison, limiting your exposure to conversations that re-traumatize or shame you. If you are in contact, your boundaries must be consistent and enforced, even when they're met with resistance. If you are low or no contact, your work shifts to energetic boundaries. That means refusing to rehearse arguments in your mind, not re-engaging through guilt or obligation, not adjusting your adult decisions based on imagined maternal response. This boundary work is about power reclamation. You are not being cruel. You are choosing regulation over reenactment. Step 5. Use journaling, therapeutic support, and spiritual processing healing. The mother wound is layered. Journaling and therapeutic work help you untangle the intellectual and emotional knots. Use prompts like, "What did I need to hear as a child that I never heard? What parts of me have I suppressed to stay connected? What's one area where I still seek her approval before acting? If I stopped performing, what would my life actually look like?" Therapy or support groups offer relational repair. They help you learn what it's like to be seen without distortion or emotional transaction. Spiritual practices are useful here as well because the mother wound is not just psychological. It often lives in your energy body. Processing grief through ritual, prayer, meditation, or visualization can help you clear residual cords and recover your spiritual autonomy. No single method works for everyone, but the consistency of engagement is what shifts your baseline. Step 6. Build self-worth. Without maternal approval. This is the final stage. You stop living to be seen. You start building a life that aligns with your values, your instincts, and your peace, even if she wouldn't understand it. You might still hear the old voice. You might still feel guilt after saying no, but the difference is, you act based on truth, not reaction. Signs you're moving into autonomy include making choices without rehearsing her response, feeling safe saying no without explanation, trusting your instincts even when they clash with external opinions, taking up space without apologizing or shrinking, knowing your value without proving it. Self-worth rooted in maternal approval will always be conditional. Self-worth built on self-reference becomes unshakable. You don't have to convince her. You don't have to explain it to your family. You don't have to become small again to avoid discomfort. You only have to remain connected to yourself, and that is the actual repair.